Welcome to DemiScript. This is a DemiScript editor viewer tutorial. I will show you how to use the DemiScript viewer controls and the DemiScript viewer editor controls. For this we are going to load a DemiScript document. We can either load a DemiScript document using this browse button, or we can load a IIIF document by inserting a IIIF manifest link here and clicking load. For this we will use the pre-created DemiScript JSON manifest for my project, the Shin Toto Saijiki. Once opened, the IIIF manifest stored in the DemiScript overlay manifest will be loaded. So the Bunken Edo Edo that you can see here. And in addition, the overlay objects I created will also be loaded, which you can see all over this map. Now, to use the viewer, you have a range of options. As you can see, this is a IIIF document. You can click on the document and hold down your mouse button to drag it around, or drag it around via touch on a touchscreen device. And you can use your mouse wheel to zoom in, or you can use gestures on a touchscreen. You can also zoom in and out by using the plus and minus keys on your keyboard, like so. Or by using the plus and minus buttons in this bar, the viewer bar. The viewer bar also has the home icon, which allows you to reset the zoom to 1 and center the document. And you can click here to get a full screen view of the document. You can click here on these arrows to rotate the document by 90 degrees. As you can see, all overlay objects are correctly rotated alongside the document, and they also zoom in and out with the document. You can use this slider to increase or decrease the opacity of the white overlay between the document and the overlay objects. If you go all the way to the right, the document will be whited out and you can only see the overlay objects. If you go all the way to the left, the document will be fully visible and all overlay objects will become invisible, so that you can inspect the original document below. You can also use the rotation slider to freely rotate the document. In case of this map, for example, the elements on it are not all aligned in the same direction, so rotating the map like this can be helpful to inspect it properly. Click on 0 degrees to reset rotation. And lastly, you can use these grayed out triangle buttons to navigate the pages of the document in case you have a multi-page document. Now, in addition to these basic viewer tools, there are also the viewer editor tools, which are located at the top right of your editor interface. To better inspect these, I'm going to now load a different document, Knowledge on Sericulture from 1889. The center icon of the viewer editor icons is the page navigation. If you click here, you can see thumbnails of all document pages, which are generated using the IIIF manifest. We can now navigate to any page on the document using the thumbnails, but now we can also use the arrows here to go from page to page. Below are the editor icons and tools, and you can click the leftmost icon in the editor viewer bar at the top to see additional tools at the bottom. The second icon is the overlay groups and curation manager. The standard overlay groups are main and pins. If you add text objects, be they horizontal or CJK text, CJK standing for Chinese, Japanese, Korean, so vertical text, they will be assigned to the main group. All text in the main group will also be rendered in the plain text view, which I will show in a moment. But you can also add additional groups and assign overlay objects to them. And then when you create the implementation of your project, you can, for example, use these overlay groups to programmatically address groups of overlay objects. Then you can create curation folders by clicking on plus here. There now is a new curation folder. We can delete it again, clicking on the wastebasket icon, and create a new one again. If we click on it, it becomes active, but there are no curation items in it yet. So I'm going to add a couple so you can see what they are all about. You can do this in the editor tools by clicking on the folder icon. It's the same one as the curation manager at the top. Then click anywhere on your document, draw out a selection rectangle by moving the mouse, and then click again to finish your selection. This image will now be added to a curation folder. We'll call it door and select our new curation folder. We'll go to a different page. We'll select another area. We'll call this window. Go to your third page. And we'll call this one box. If we open our curation and group manager now and click on the new curation folder, we can see that the images that we have selected, or more specifically the sections of the documents we have selected, are available as images. And if we click on one of them, an external image will load. This is a JPEG image that was generated using the IIIF manifest of the document, and you can download this. What you can also do is either here delete the curated object, change the name, or you can click on the downward diagonal arrow. When you do this, the corresponding page of the document will be loaded, and you will be automatically zoomed in so that the object you have selected will take up the full width and height of your viewport. So we can navigate to our window, can navigate to our box, and we can navigate to our door and make our document altogether extremely interactive and interconnected. Then we have the plain text view. This plain transcription is currently empty because there are no text elements, but if I create some, text 1, text 2, and text 3, they will now appear in the plain transcription, which goes page by page. So this will not appear if I change to a different page. I can here select my text elements, can choose if there should be spaces between them, or whether they should start a new line. I can also change their ordering. And I can download the plain text as a text document so that I have my transcription as editable text generated from the overlay objects I have put over the original text, or with which I have labeled the document that I am currently working on. Once you are done creating your overlays and editing your document, you can click on Save, and it will create a DemiDoc file for you that you can save anywhere locally and then later load again into the editor viewer. And that's it for this tutorial. Thank you very much for listening. Enjoy working with DemiScript.